Good morning, dear children. How are you doing all? Doing great? That's really good. Do you know who am I? I'm your computer teacher and my name is Mrs. Mangai. I hope you all are learning different subjects in a daily basis. Can you tell me how many of you like the subject computer science the most? Raise your hands. That's good. I can see many are raising your hands. That's fantastic. Now, how many of you like the subject science? Again, many hands. That's really great. So, in this class, so many science lovers are there as well as computer science lovers are there, right? Definitely everyone will like computer after my teaching, and it's going to be an interesting learning this year, okay? Because we have changed into a new textbook and new topics, the latest ones. Everything is the latest ones. So enjoy your learning. All right? Okay. As you said, so many love science. I have a question for all the students, not only for science lovers, for all. Shall I ask you? Don't panic, it's going to be a very simple question. Question is, what are the parts of a human body? What are the parts of a human body? Can you tell me? The parts of a bodies are head, eyes, nose, ears, mouth, hands, legs, and so many are there. Do you think that whatever you said, like head, eyes, nose, mouth, hands, legs, fingers, these are the one and only parts of a human body? I can hear one or two saying no. That's good. So, what are the remaining parts of a body? Yes, tell me. The internal organs such as brain, heart, lungs, liver, digestive system, kidney, and so many internal organs are there. So, what is the relationship between the internal organs and then external organs? Does the external organ works without the internal organs? Exactly no, because if our heart functions properly, then only we can breathe. If our digestive system works properly, then only we can have a proper food on time, right? So each and every organ has its own task. It has to do it. If everything works perfectly, then only we can be a healthy human being. If any one of the part doesn't work, we may have a kind of problem in our health. Right? So internal organs and external organs both are important for a human body. Clear? Okay. Now, I have a question for the students, those who love computer, or everyone can answer. Okay. The same type of questions as I asked for the science lovers. Okay. The question is, what are the parts of a computer? What are the parts of a computer? That's an easy question, I know. Again, yes, please say loudly. Yes, monitor, keyboard, mouse, speakers, CPU, microphones, printers, modem, scanner, and it goes on. Again, another question. Anybody say that these are the one and only parts of a computer like a keyboard, mouse, monitor, speaker, printer, etc.? No. Yes, that's correct. These are not only the parts of a computer. As I said, in science, they are visible parts which we can touch and feel. Which we can touch and feel. Okay. And there are some parts which we cannot touch and feel, but without that, the computer will not function. Do you know what are they? No idea? Okay, I'll show you some pictures. You just tell me what are they. name these icons. The first icon is, yes, what does this icon represents? Yes, it is Microsoft Word. What does the next one represents? Yes, it is Microsoft PowerPoint. Next one, what does this icon represent? It is Windows operating system, which you see when you switch on the computer, right? The next one, yes, it's your favorite Paint. It's a Paint application. The next one, yes, what does this icon represents? It's Google Chrome for searching any information in the internet. That's good. Now, can you tell me what all these icon represents in a single name? How can we call all these icons as? Yes, we can call it as softwares. We can call it as softwares. These are all different types of softwares. Without this softwares, can we work on a computer? See, say for example, you have a computer in your home. Okay, you are sitting in front of the computer. You have a monitor, keyboard, CPU, mouse, everything is there. And you are sitting in front of the computer. Will it work automatically? No, right? You have to operate the computer. Okay, fine. You just switch on the computer. The computer started. Computer started. Okay. So after starting up the computer, what do? You may work on MS Paint, you may work on Microsoft Word, or you may work on PowerPoint. Whatever you know, you just open and you work on it, right? If the computer does not have a Word or a PowerPoint or a Paint or anything, games or anything, can you do something on a computer? Exactly, no. So these softwares are very important for a computer to work. Without the softwares, the computer will not work like a human body. The external parts are there. If the internal parts functions properly, then only we can be a healthy human being, as I said before. Similarly, if the softwares are installed in the computer, then only it will become a full-fledged computer. Otherwise, it is waste. If the softwares are not there in a computer, then it's going to be a waste. So, in human body, we have internal organs and external organs. But in computer, we have internal and external parts. Internal and external parts. What do we call the internal parts as? Internal parts are called as software. And then external parts are called as hardware. Okay, so what are the two main parts or components of a computer? Hardware and software. All of you repeat. What are the two main components of a computer? Hardware and software. Is it clear for everyone? And today we are going to study more about this software. We are going to study more about software. Okay. And today we are going to study all about software. So what is the name of the chapter? All about software is the name of the chapter. Is it clear for everyone? That's good. So shall we go to the chapter now? Great. And as I explained already, the components of the computer. What are the two components of the computer? Hardware and software. Hardware and software, right? So what are the hardware components? That already you know. Monitor, CPU, keyboard, mouse, printer, etc. etc. Then what are the software parts of a computer, components of the computer? As I said, whatever you work on a computer, like it may be a Microsoft Word or a PowerPoint or the game you play or the drawing you do, Adobe Photoshop or Corel Draw or MS Paint, whatever it is. Everything it's called, whatever you work on a computer, they are called as softwares. So shall I write one or two examples under software? Yes. Yes, what I can going to write is MS Word, MS PowerPoint, See, I have written as PPT, PowerPoint, okay? Then MS Paint, then Windows operating system, etc., etc. These are all software parts of a computer. Is it clear for everyone? That's good. I have given examples for software, right? I have given examples for software. Now, do you know what is mean by software? You don't know, right? Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you. I'll just tell you one example. Okay, your parents. Okay, you are in home. Morning every morning, your parents are instructing you that wake up. It's time up. It's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Wake up. Brush your teeth. Take bath. Have your breakfast. Get ready and go to school. These are the instructions every day you hear from your parents. So, say for example, one day if your parents are not asking you to get up in the morning, will you get up by yourself? You will be nicely sleeping with this climate, right? Till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So, somebody has to instruct you to do some work. Somebody has to instruct you to do some work. And if you come to school, teachers has to instruct you. Take your computer text, take your notebook, write these notes, and don't do this, don't do this, everything they have to say. So always somebody has to instruct you as your kids, your kids. So software, what is mean by software? Just we are comparing with our real life, okay? So software is a program. Software is a program uh, which which means it's a set of instructions, which means is a set of instructions which tells the computer what to do, which tells the computer what to do. Is it clear for everyone? Like a parents and teachers, everyone is instructing you and you are doing things properly. For computer, a software has to instruct everything to the computer. Okay, so if you ask me the full definition for software, software is a program, which means it's a set of instructions which tells the computer what to do. Which tells the computer what to do. So I'll write it here. Just you can just to make a note of it. Software. One more thing, software you can write it with a full form or you can write it in a short form S/W. Okay, if I write it like this S/W also you should understand that that means software. Okay, I will be using shortcut but when you write it in your notebook you have to write it in full form. Clear? Okay. So software, what is software? It's a program consists of set of instruction. Okay, is a program. So what does the program consist of? It consists of set of instructions, okay? Consists of set of instructions. Instructions. What does that do? That tell the computer what to do, okay? That tell the computer This is the definition of software. It's a very simple definition, understandable. Like your parents and teachers are instructing you to do the work, the softwares are instructing computer to make it work. That's a simple definition. Okay. So what is software? Software is a program consists of set of instructions which tell the computer
All of you,
what to do.
please make a
Is it clear
note
for
of
everyone?
what is software in your notebook.
Softwares are divided into two categories. Okay? They are system software and application software. They are system software and application software. Okay? This system software contains set of softwares. This application contains another set of softwares. We are going to study in detail about these two types of softwares in this lesson. Okay, so some of the examples of system softwares are operating system. In short, I'm writing OS, language processors, so OS, what is meant by OS? It's called operating system. The next one, language processors, and the third one, utility softwares. The third one is called utility softwares. So the system software consists of operating system, language processors, and utility software. Okay. Similarly, application software also consists of few more items. They are they are general purpose software and specific purpose application software. General and specific purpose. Okay, it is easy to learn. General purpose. This is specific purpose. So application software it's further divided into two categories. They are general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. So from the word itself we can identify general means it's common to all. Okay, general means common to all. Specific means it's specific for a particular person or an organization or any company. Okay, so we will be studying everything in detail in this chapter. So don't worry about it. So now again my question, what are the two categories of softwares? You want to see the board? Okay, please see. System software and application software. What are the two categories of softwares? System software and application software. The system software is again divided into three, that is operating system, language processors, and utility software. Okay, what is the full form of OS? Operating system. Operating system. Then application software, which is further divided into general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. So clear for everyone? So let's study one by one in detail. Let's study one by one in detail. Okay. So let me ask you a question now, shall I? Up to what I studied, okay? Okay. What are the two components of a computer? Loudly say. Yes, hardware components and software components. That's good. What is software? Software is a program consists of set of instructions which tells the computer what to do. Clear? Next question. What are the two categories of software? No board? Yes, system software and application software. System software and application software. Okay. Then, what are the system software is further divided into how many categories? Three. Their names are operating system, language processors, utility software. Then application software, it's further divided into general purpose application software and specific purpose application software. Clear? Okay, let's study one by one in detail. First, we are going to study about this operating system and language processors and utility
All
software.
of you, please
Are you
write
ready?
it down in your
Okay, relax
computer
yourself.
notebook.
Let's go to operating system. Okay, first we are going to study about system software. System software. What does S/W means? It's a short form of software. Got it? So first we are going to study about the system software. What is mean by system software? Okay. So we said computer has a many parts, right? The hardware parts. I'm talking about the hardware parts. So how does the hardware parts work on a computer? Okay, so who is helping this hardware parts? Any idea? No. So don't worry, I'll tell you the answer. To run the hardware parts of a computer and the other application softwares, we need a one particular software, which is called a system software. Which is called system software. So system software is a software. Okay, and what is the purpose of this software? To run hardware parts of the computer and other applications on the computer. To run hardware parts and other applications in the computer. Clear? So this system software acts as a interface between this hardware parts and then application software. Hardware parts and application software. Is it clear for everyone? So what is system software? It is a software, okay, which only makes the hardware parts and application softwares to run on the computer. To run on the computer. So which act as an intermediator. Both side we have a hardware parts here. We have a other all application softwares are here. So who is acting as an interface in between? This system software. The system software acts as an interface between hardware parts of a computer and the other application softwares. Hope you understood what is meant by system software. Good. Now, can you tell me what is the basic operations of a computer? What is the basic operations of a computer? I think last year you studied about the basic operations of a computer. Am I right? Yeah, please. Yes. Computer receives input. Computer receives input. Okay. Through the input devices. Okay. Then what happens next? Then based on the input, the processing happens in the CPU. The processing happens. Then the data is getting processed by CPU. Then after processing the result, I mean the output, it is getting displayed through the output devices. Okay, output devices. So this is a basic operations of a computer, receiving input, processing and delivering the output through output devices like a monitor or printer or something. Right? These are the basic operations of the computer as you all know. Now, do you know that when a user gives an input to the computer, which is received by the system software, okay, which is received by system software and also which is getting processed. After getting processed, the result, we think that it's directly going to the output device, actually which is also again reported back to system software. The system software only manages all these things. Okay, so the input, whatever we are feeding into the computer, that goes to system software. Again, the processed result is also managed by the system software. Now, can you tell me, without the system software, can we work on a computer? Exactly no. The basic operation itself needs a system software because whatever we do, everything is received by the system software. Clear? So system software is very much important for each and every computer. System software is very important for each and every computer. Clear? Okay, now we are going to study the three types of system software. Do you remember I have already written on the board the types of system software? Yes, OS. What is meant by OS? Operating system. The second one, language processors. Then third one, yes, utility software. So these are the three categories of the system software. So the system software is further divided into OS, language processor, utility software. Utility software. These are the three categories of
in your
system
computer notebook.
software. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, the next one is operating system. The first category of system software. First category of system software, which is called as operating system. And what is the short form of operating system? Yes, just take the first two letters. It is OS. We call it as OS. Okay. So what is this operating system? Okay. So there are lakhs and lakhs of softwares in the world. Lakhs and lakhs of softwares in the world. Do we have all the softwares in our own computer, lakhs and lakhs? No, right? We are using what we need. Whatever is required for us, only those softwares we are installing in our computer and we are working on it. We are not having all the bundles of softwares in the world. Okay, so out of this lakhs and lakhs of softwares, which is the most important software? That is operating system software. That is operating system software, which is the most important software to run the computer. To run the computer, operating system is the most important software. Clear for everyone? Then what does it do? What does it do? It manages. What does it manages? It manages hardwares, softwares, even the computer's memory and everything, and processes everything. Okay, it manages computer's memory, all the processing, then hardware parts and other softwares. Even other softwares are controlled by this operating system only. Without this operating system, the computer is useless. Okay, clear for everyone? So what is operating system? It is the one of the most important software for a computer. Without this computer, without this software, computer will not work. Okay, the computer will not work. So what is the first point? It is the most important software. Okay, it is the most important software. It is the very most important software to run on a computer. The second one, it manages everything. So what does it manages? Second point, it manages, as I said, it manages the computer's memory, all the processing, hardware and softwares, almost everything. Okay, so it manages computer's memory, then secondly, what does it manages? The processing, process or the process, third, hardware, and fourth, software. Software, okay? Then the third point is, even we are human beings, but computer it's a machine. How do we communicate with the computer? So who is allowing us to communicate with the computer? That is this operating system. It allows us to communicate with the computer. Okay. So operating system only allows us to communicate with the computer. Okay. That is the third point. Okay. It allows us to communicate with a computer. Because as I said, we are human beings, computer is a machine. If we go and talk to computer, it can't understand, right? So how we are talking with the computer, how we are communicating with the computer? By just giving the input through the keyboard. So how they are getting managed? They are processed with the help of this operating system. So that is the reason we call it as it is the most important software to work on a computer. Clear for everyone? So without this operating system, again the computer is useless. Clear? So shall we repeat what is operating system? Sorry, yes, what is operating system? Yes, it is the most important software in a computer system. In a computer system. Then it manages, it does a lot of tasks, mainly it manages the computer's memory, all the processing, hardware parts and remaining softwares. Okay, these are the things it manages and it allows to us to communicate with the computer. So these are the main points about the operating system. Clear? So you can just take it as an example. Say for example, you have a car. So if you have a car, somebody should know the driving. Otherwise, we should need a driver. Okay. So whoever is driving the car, it's called as a driver, right? So without the driver, can we drive a car? Exactly no. Similarly, without the operating system, we cannot work on a computer. Without this operating system, we cannot work on a computer. So we call this operating system as a system driver. Like a car driver, this is a system driver. Clear? So I'll just write it on a board. For a car, we need a driver. Without a driver, we cannot drive a car. Similarly, for a computer Computer, you know that computer it's also called a system. So don't think that system is something different. Okay. So if it's computer or system, all are same only. Okay. Computer or system. So to run a computer, what do we need? We need an operating system. We need an operating system. So to drive a car, we need a driver. To run a computer, we need an operating system. So operating system, it's called as system driver. We call it as system driver. Clear? Why do we call the operating system as a system driver? Because as you need a driver to drive a car, we need an operating system to work on a computer. That's the reason operating system is called a system driver. Hope you all understood what is meant by operating system. Good. Now let's see what are its functions. What are its functions? It's nothing but what I explained. What is operating system? What is operating system? As I said, it manages hardware parts, softwares, processing, and computer's memory, right? So one of the function is the same thing. The operating system manages hardware parts, softwares, processing, and computer's memory. That you can write it as one of the functions. What is the second function you can say? The second function is, have you heard about multitasking? Multitasking. What is the meaning of the word multi? Of course, yes, it's many, right? Multi means many. So multitasking means doing many work at the same time. Doing many work at the same time. Okay. So whatever work we do, which is getting processed by the CPU, as you all know. So I'm doing a particular work in a computer. I'm having 4 or 5 works simultaneously. I'm doing one by one. I'm doing. So whenever I do a work, okay, this operating system, it only, okay, it coordinates with the CPU. It coordinates with the CPU to work simultaneously on my task. Okay. So that coordination, it's another function. Coordination, it's another function. The third one, computer has a very big memory. It has a very big memory, and already some places may be occupied with some data, and whatever the free space I have, and if I do any particular work, my work will be allotted to a particular free space, which is done by operating system. So the memory allocation is also done by operating system. So what I say, memory allocation. Okay, allocating the memory is done by operating system. Okay, so next one is, next one, as I said, it allows us to communicate with the computer. So another function is, it allows us to interact with the computer. So what we studied about operating system, the same you can write it as its function. And additionally, one or two I'm just explaining to you. Okay, like multitasking I explained, then memory allocation that I said, then security also it provides. Okay, so it provides a password facility which we can set a password for our files and no one else can open without the password. So security also, for security also another functions of this operating system. Okay, so these are the main functions of operating system. So shall I repeat what are the main functions of operating systems one more time? Yes. Okay. I'll say first I said it manages hardware, softwares, memory, and processes. Okay. The second thing, it allows us to interact with the computer. Interact with the computer. Okay. Then third one, multitasking. When multitasking occurs, it only coordinates with the CPU to run simultaneously. It only coordinates with the CPU to run simultaneously. Do you know the meaning of the word simultaneously? Yes, one after another. One after another is called simultaneously. Then what is the next point? Yes, it it allocates memory space, memory for the work what we do. If you are doing any particular work, for saving that particular file, some memory space will be allocated. It's done by the operating system. Then it provides a security for our files. We can set a password and we can protect our document. So these are the functions of software. Hope you all understood clearly. Yes, that's good. Okay, so now shall I ask you a question about operating system? Yes, okay. First question, what is operating system? Yes, it is an important software to run a computer. Good. Yeah. Can you tell me another answer, another point? Yes, it manages computer's memory, processing, hardware parts of the computer and other softwares. So it manages everything. Then what is the next point? It allows us to communicate with the computer. Okay, these are the very important points for what is an operating system. Then why do we call operating system as a system driver? Answer is, we need a driver to drive a car. Similarly, to work on a computer, we need operating system. So that is the reason operating system is called as system driver, which is called as system driver. Next, what are the functions of operating system? So whatever we said now, you can just add it in the function also. It manages hardwares and softwares. Then while doing a multitasking, it coordinates, the operating system coordinates with the CPU to run simultaneously. Third one, it allows us to interact with the computer. Fourth one, memory allocation. Whatever work we do, it interacts with the primary memory and allocates space for our work. Okay. Then it provides security. It provides security. These are the main functions of operating system. Clear, students? That's good. Now, let us study some of the operating system names. Okay. So operating system names. And what is this? Yes, it's a computer. And what is this? Yes, it's a mobile phone. Okay. So now we are going to study about what are the names of the operating systems used in computer as well as in mobile phone. Okay. Do you know any operating system for computer? Yes, it's Windows. Okay, it is called Windows. Windows operating system. Have you heard about Linux? Linux, Unix, okay, Macintosh, Mac operating system. Okay, so likewise operating systems are there for computer. Similarly, for a mobile phone, do you know what operating system is used in a mobile phone? Does not know? Okay, tell me, you might be using a parent's mobile, right? So whenever it's switched off, have you seen at the bottom, dots will be there and something will be written? Have you seen? Yes, that's correct, Android. So Android is an operating system for mobile phone. Android is an operating system for mobile phones. Not only Android, we have a iOS operating system, Bada, Windows Symbian. Many operating systems are there. Okay, let me write few of their names. Android, iOS or Apple systems, Bada, Windows Symbian. The list goes on. I have listed very few only. So just please keep it in mind. It is not given in the text. Okay. So what are the operating systems for computer? Okay. Different types of operating system for computer. Windows, Linux, Unix, DOS, Macintosh. Many are there. Similarly, operating systems used in mobile phones are Android, iOS, Bada, Windows Symbian, etc. Clear? So I hope you all understood about what is operating system, what are their functions, and operating systems for computer and a mobile phone. Got it? Okay. What is the next topic? Operating system, it's one of the categories of system software. Okay. What is the second one? Language processors. Second one, it's called language processors. So now we are going to study about language processors.